Hey everybody, it's Brooke. Long time no see. Hopefully I'm getting back into the world of making videos and getting my mojo back. I wanted to show you this little cutie that I made. Just love it. A different kind of journal. I would think that if you watch YouTube videos at all, you've seen people making flip-flop journals or accordion style journals. I've seen them a million places, and I thought I would give it a try. So let me show you this little gem. I was originally inspired by Leslie at 507 Willow House Journals, and I know she was inspired by Carol Laws, and I watched a million different videos, so I was inspired by a lot of different people, and I'll link both of them down below. By all means, watch their videos because, you know me, I just sort of made it up as I went along. So there's a little flip here with a tag. And then obviously these are junk mail envelopes. Sorry for the glare. And I just love these kits. Most of them are from Ruby and Pearl. And the blues and the greens are just delicious. So you open it up, and here is a panel with a cute little collage on it. Another one of those windows. And you turn it to the next page. And this is the back of an envelope. And then here's the first signature. And everything in here is original ephemera. It's all vintage stuff. And I had so much fun doing it. Here's a really old, what do they call these things? It's the pew taxes, First Congregational Society. And I just love that handwriting. And then just some ASMR paper and book pages and coffee dyed pages. I left the signatures pretty plain because the rest of the journal was pretty darn busy, and I didn't want to take away from all this beautiful old stuff. Old music, an old receipt, 1909, some old railway paperwork. I forgot how to talk. A little tuck right there. Some old catalog, another little tuck. If you don't like those, you can just rip them right off. You can glue it closed, whatever you like. This is the flyleaf from an old book, which I love this part where it's all tattered and beautiful. And then that's a pocket right there. And this is a digital that I just turned into a beautiful little card. You can journal on that. You could actually sew a signature in there if you wanted to. A tall, skinny guy, which I thought was cute. He goes right in that pocket. And then that's a little fold where you can tuck something in there if you'd like to. I'll probably tuck a few more things in. That old music paper, book page. This pulls out like this, which I thought was super fun. What is this? It is an old, oh, I can't remember what they're called. Man, I did lose my words, didn't I? We'll see it on the other side, won't we? Old Western Union telegram. And then this is getting into the other half of the signature. Now I want to know what that chart was. Oh, redemption of real estate. So that folds out too. It's 1926. Another pocket with a fun little booklet in it. Just little pieces of different kinds of paper. Some coffee dyed, some avocado dyed. All of it's pretty old. And that goes right there. Well, where was the other half of that form? That's going to make me crazy, isn't it? What's this? Did it say it on the back side? Did we just miss it? Am I going to have to start this video over? That will annoy me. Oh, there we go. Ha, saved. It is U.S. Department of Agriculture Weather Bureau, Aeronautics Branch, teletype weather map. So I thought that was super cool. I don't see a date on it. So anyway, so we're back here, and then that opens up like that. You've got all this beautiful stuff. This opens up like that, or that's where your pocket is. If you open it that way, you've got another signature. Again, all old stuff included in the signature. And you can see why it's called a flip-flop journal, because it goes all different ways. Real old envelope with a card in it. mortgage paperwork from, doesn't have a date. I know it's old. I know there's a date on there somewhere. More old book page, old ledger. I didn't tear this off because I love those numbers. I just left it there, folded it over. And more good stuff. 37, that was it. The other half of that envelope is right there. I just left it flapping, covered it up. And then there's that. And, oh, that's clipped. I just clipped this little bit in there for fun. And that opens up. Maybe. So that's lots and lots of writing room. See if I can get that back on there. On camera. It's a trick, you know. And then there's all of that. Some more pretty collage, more paperwork. And there we go. And we're at the back. And this can flip all the way back. This is the front again. And then there's a big pocket right here. And one more signature here. So I don't even know how many pages this is, you guys, but you can see all the collage I did to cover up the envelopes. It's not a quick process, but it's super fun. It's an insurance policy, and that opens all the way up. More shorthand. I had forgotten how much I liked shorthand paper, but Leslie reminded me because she loves it. More old book page. All kinds of wonderful things to look at in here, but also plenty of room to write. More of that ledger. This was another piece of junk mail that I got. It was just like a card, one of those heavier cards, advertising stuff. Place to write on there. More of that catalog. And again, that's folded up. And this is just a page from an autograph book from the late 1800s. And this is a letter. I can't remember what it is. More music. More of that Western Union telegram. This folds out. That's a digital. Also ruby and pearl. Coffee dyed paper. Beautiful, isn't it? I did tie little beads on the ends of all the strings from where the signatures are sewn in. If they're annoying and you don't care for them, absolutely they can just get snipped off and use the beads for something else. I'll show you all of them when we're done looking. Other side of that digital. I love that map. A little more collage. Oh, that's on that page. A little bit more music with that yummy edge on it. This is that letter. Notice of special meeting of the Russell brothers. Sounds kind of serious. They look like they have mean business. And then, does that open? Oh, is it a pocket? Yep, there's a little pocket right there. Yeah, I think I will have to go through and tuck a few more things in here. And again, that ledger paper with all the beautiful dates on it. More of the railroad paperwork. As I said, lots of places to write, but lots of places to see, lots of cool stuff to see in here as well. Other half of that shorthand paper, other side of that insurance policy. And then it closes up, and there you are at the back, and there you are at the front. That's why it's a flip-flop journal. And I think here you can see all the little goodies that are hanging out from the bottom. There's some semi-precious stones and some Swarovski crystals and a little tassel, all kinds of little goodies hanging down there. So I just love this little girl. I think I'll put her in my Etsy shop. If anyone is interested in purchasing her, if you send me a message on Etsy, my Etsy shop will be linked down below as well. But if you send me a message, we can figure out something, and it is obviously cheaper to not go through Etsy. Let's see if I could get her tied up again. Well, I'll do that afterwards. She gets a nice fat little bow on the front. And I just love how this fabric is all tatty and stringy. That makes me happy. I believe it's Tim Holtz fabric. I've had it for a while. So there she is. I love her. She's quite a fatty, but she feels really good in your hands. And all of it is just junk mail envelopes. So I thought I would show you how to put one together, or at least how I put it together. Again, go check out Carol Laws and Leslie at 507 Willow House. I think I followed Carol's method a little more closely, but I'm not sure. As I said, I watched so many videos at this point. Not really sure, but go check them out because, you know, they might be much better showers than I am. So I started out with 3 junk mail envelopes that are the same size. And the trick is that you want the flaps. So even if they're torn like that, that's okay. We're going to reinforce them. They can have windows or not, whatever. It can be any envelopes that you'd like to use. I do like for them to be the same size. It's about my only requirement. But usually the stuff you get in your junk mail is pretty regulated in size, so it's not hard to find some that match. And goodness knows we all get plenty of it, right? So this is for the main construction of the book. And then to put the little flaps on the outside, you'll need 4 more or 2 more or whatever you want to do. Totally up to you. But these are slightly smaller. I've got just plain little envelopes from like the Dollar Tree or whatever. And then these are smaller junk mail envelopes. So I'm going to set those aside because we don't need them till later. And I've got 2 of my envelopes cut open and 1 of them not. So what we're going to do is we are going to put them this way. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to have the whole thing is going to fold up. So we want to line this edge up with the flap on this envelope. The fact that it's torn is fine, not a big deal. We're going to reinforce it. So I'm just going to put a little glue. Look at me, I'm gluing straight on my mat. Bold move, huh? Put a little glue right along there. And it's up to you if you want your window on the bottom, that's fine. If you wanted it at the top, you could just turn it over and do it that way. You can really, you can put these envelopes together in a million different ways. Try not to go over the fold. Try to line it up reasonably. I guess I should probably be using my mat, huh? Just, the more you can line it up now, the less trimming and messing around you have to do. So did we get that? Not bad. Go ahead and put a little glue under there, if I can pick it up. There we go. All right, looks like that's glued down pretty well. So what we have is, oh, that's backwards. You can confuse yourself pretty easily because you need to be constantly folding it and refolding it to see where you are. But there's no right way or wrong way to do it. And you might have to give it a little bit of a recrease, just encourage it to fold the right way. And that one's going to go that way. So then let me show you. So again, it's just folding out like that. And then on this side, on the left-hand side, we're going to take the envelope that we didn't slice open. If it's sliced open, that is just fine also. And we're going to glue it on this way with the flap over the edge like that. Actually, maybe that's an easier way to do it. Is that Brooke thinking ahead? That can't be so. Can it be true? All right. So do that and put a little glue on the flap. And again, the tear doesn't matter because we're going to reinforce. Try to get right up to the edge there. Get it good. Oh, you know what? I just am going to ruin my pocket now, aren't I? Darn it. Put glue where I didn't want it. So we'll just go ahead and wipe that off and hope for the best. I think it'll be fine. I have learned my lesson to put this lid on immediately because my glue seems to be getting gummy pretty fast. All right. So then when we close that, we have this guy. I did. Whoops. We'll try to get it before it glues closed. This will be a pocket here, and this is going to be our back cover. Okay, and there'll be a signature going in there. That's our back signature. And you can also put in as many or as few signatures as you would like in this whole rascal. Like wherever you decide you want to put them, it's just fine. Just put one in, put in as many as you want. Totally up to you. So if we spread this out flat, this is how it looks now. This is our first envelope with the flap on the right. This is our second envelope with the flap on the right, and this one glued over it. And then it opens, that's the other end of our second envelope. And then this guy is here, glued with its flap over the bottom of envelope number 2. I hope that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. And that's basically the construction. So then what'll happen is this guy will fold up. This guy will fold up. This guy will fold up. And then this guy folds this way. Okay, so this is our cover. Sorry about the glare, hard to avoid. There'll be a big pocket here, and there'll be a signature sewn in here. And then it'll open this way. You can have a signature there if you want. Opens here, you could have a signature there, and it's going to open there. Oop, probably should scoot it over. So the first thing I want to do, I believe, is to cut off this flap to sort of neaten it up, and I'm going to make it slightly smaller. Get out the big cutter for this, the big guns. See if I can get it remotely straight. Even with the cutter, you know that's a challenge for me. So I hope you guys will try this. It's just junk mail envelopes, nothing earth-shattering, and it's fun. Something a little different. This is not very straight anywhere, so I'm going to eyeball it and hope for the best. Okay, and if you wanted to at this point, if you wanted to go across the top and the bottom to straighten it out, feel free. You're not going to hurt anything. And we're going to end up opening this envelope up at some point anyway. So if you trim it off, it doesn't matter. So maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just do that. How about that, since we have the cutter out? Let's see if my cutter will go through all these layers. Oh, it did. My little Fiskars trimmer, you know, the one that came with a wire in it. I know I've seen people using them. And the slidey cutter. I can't find the blades for it anymore, not even online. It's a little upsetting. Does that mean I'm going to have to buy a whole new cutter? Fiskars, that would be very rotten. All right, so then I've just neatened up the top and the bottom. Save us a little bit of a pain later, but it's not crucial at all. So there we go. We got it going on. Now what I like to do at this point is I'm going to reinforce with masking tape so that when we sew in the signatures, that's going to help strengthen up those creases. And you know, like here, it's actually torn, and it's going to have several layers of paper on it, so ultimately it will be just fine. But I'm going to take masking tape to about the height. Oops. Curly masking tape. And I'm going to go just over that. Fold that down. Or not fold it down, press it down. Go back into our crease. With the masking tape in there, you need to give it a little encouragement to fold neatly again because, well, the masking tape is kind of stiff. But it does work well for some reinforcement when we sew in the signature. And we'll put one right here. So at any rate, as I said, both Carol and Leslie gave excellent directions on how to do this. By all means, go check out their videos, which again, I'll link down below. I'll just wrap these around. And if you just Google or search on YouTube for flip-flop journal, I think that you'll find a million videos. Tons of people have done them. And I just couldn't resist anymore. It just looked so interesting. And as it turns out, it was. So now we can do another piece right up in here. And I haven't decided where I'm going to sew in signatures on this one yet, so I'm just reinforcing every place. Because why not? What will it hurt? Might make the journal a little bulkier, but I'm okay with that because, again, it just feels so nice in your hands when you hold it and squish it. It's awesome. So I hadn't done a series in a while. I thought that I might do this as a series if you guys are interested, because I'm having fun making them. I'm going to make one more autumn one and then probably get into some Christmas. I'm not ready yet. To me, November is still autumn. Get back and get that folded. Don't act badly. You behave. Oh, my cutter went through all those layers, but not terribly well. We'll have to look at that. Okay, so there's that one. And there's that one. And here's this one. And then we just need this one right here. So much easier to do it sideways for me. I don't know why, but it is. And again, tuck those underneath. If you're in the mood to do some collaging, this takes a lot of collaging, a lot of covering up of all these envelopes. I have been finding it very relaxing and soothing, so I am good with it. Okay, so there it is. Give it one more little encouragement with the bone folder. And it's a little bit off up there, but I bet we can talk it into acting right. There we go. So then what will happen ultimately, since this is our front cover, it opens this way. Depending on how you want flips to go on the front, if you even want them, you could have this envelope. I would cut it down. Here we go. You could have this envelope there, and it would flip that way. And then you could have this envelope here. So this would open like that, this would open like that, and then the whole journal would open like that. Do I have this upside down? I might. See, again, confusing. Gotta go look, to see where we are. That's the back. Oh, I did, I had it backwards, I'm sorry. This is the front, right? Good grief, Brooke. Well, it does seem to be the general consensus. All the videos I watched, people get themselves turned around. So just pay attention to what you're doing. So that is our back flap. That goes like that, that goes like that, that goes like that, and that is the back. Okay, so that'll be fine like that. So again, here we go. Try that again. So this would flap that way. Oh, for Pete's sake. Could I make this any harder? It's easier once you start getting it decorated because you can tell the direction of your stuff. So that would open that way. And this would open. No, I can get it on there. That would open that way. And then our front cover would open to here. So super fun. And then you can do the same kind of thing to put on the back cover, the same kind of flips, which is what Carol did. And I thought it was super cute. So I think that probably I have tortured you enough with confusion. Hopefully, if you go back and watch it again, you can figure out what the heck I was doing and try putting it together. We'll come back in the next video and start some decorating. Another piece of advice that Carol gave was decorating these guys separately and then attaching them before you cover your envelopes, your base envelopes, because that way you can cover up the flap and you end up with neater edges and stuff. So maybe when I come back in the next video, we will decorate our two little outside flippy-doos. So that would be very fun to do. And hopefully this interests you guys. You'll go scrounge around, see if you can find some of your junk mail envelopes, and jump right in. Let's try this together. I appreciate you being here. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're not new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging with me. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I will see you again soon. Bye.